All right, gang, we have our mobile and desktop data entry system ready to go. Wednesday, that's tomorrow morning, Caleb's going to be here to go over this with you, answer more questions. But I wanted to get this out for you to take a look at tonight so that you could put in today's numbers and then have questions ready for tomorrow. So in the email that I just sent you, there is a link. Open that link in your mobile phone and then save that to your desktop. If you don't know how, Sebastian will be here in the morning. He can help you. You can also save this to your desktop. So if you happen to be in front of a computer when you do your prospecting or at night you want to enter it, you can do that. So here goes. Now the first thing I'll say is do not hit enter. You have to either tab or you have to, on your computer because it'll actually submit it before you're ready. So let's just run through this. So the name, choose who you are, pretty easy. Date, should always know what the date is. And then see how I clicked that, I didn't hit enter. You gotta be careful, you gotta tab through or use your mouse. Hours, this is how many hours of calls you made. So if you did it in the morning and later, if you did it a couple times during the day, these are the number of hours that you were physically focused on the phone. Not on email, not on Facebook, not on talking to people. You sat down for an hour, you made an hour's worth of calls, that's an hour. In this case, we'll pretend Caleb did an hour in the morning and a half hour at night. He's got an hour and a half. How many dials did you make? Let's just say he made 15 dials. Did he talk to any new leads? So this is people you've never talked to. So that's something you're going to want to track. So let's say you've got a new lead today and you call them up. That's one. Let's say your second call goes to a lead that isn't qualified that you haven't talked to and they answer. That's two. So it's the first time you talk to a lead. So let's just say 4. And then follow up is conversations that you've had with conversations you've had with people that are already in the system. So this is Sphere, past clients. This is leads that are in the system that you've talked to before. Let's just say he got a hold of 5 of those. So that date, Caleb spent an hour and a half, made 15 phone calls, talked to 4 new leads and 5 follow-up. Now, if you're doing listings and you have any of this, go ahead and plug it in. If you don't, just skip it. So listing appointments held. This would be actually going out on a listing appointment that day. Listing contracts signed. So this is listing agreements. So this is you went out there and you got the listing and they signed a contract to sell their home, exclusive right. Then listing sold, obviously that's the listing that gets sold and is under contract. Buyer consultations, this would be the first time you meet with a buyer. So they come into the office the very first time you met them and you've talked to them and you do your buyer consultation, you would count that. So let's just say today he had one guy come in, so he went out he talked to one new one. He didn't write any offers today, so you can either enter 0 or just leave it blank, it doesn't matter. And then buyer offer accepted. So this would be an accepted contract for a buyer. So let's say he wrote a contract yesterday, none today, but he wrote one yesterday, and today it got accepted. That's 1. So he met with one new buyer. He did not write a contract today, but he did get a contract accepted. No open houses, and then appointments set from an open house. So how many did you hold? Let's say you did 1. Let's just say you did 1, and he got 1 appointment out of it. So pretty easy. So as you see, we're starting to track things that are going to help you understand your business better. Notes, if you have a note you want to put in there, feel free. I don't really, for our purposes, we don't really have a reason, but you might. Custom is simply 2 more opportunities for us to use for tracking. I'm going to try and get those removed temporarily until we do start, find a need. So let's just go as if we were doing this. So it's Caleb, today's date, he did an hour and a half, he dialed 15 people, had 4 new conversations with people the first time he's talked to them. He talked to 5 people for a second or third, fourth, 20th, whatever time. did not go on a listing appointment, did not get a listing today signed up. He did not sell a listing. He met with one new buyer, first time he met him. He wrote no offers today, but he got one accepted. He held an open house today, and he got one appointment from it, and he hit submit. That's it. Now, I think once you look at this and you do it a couple times, a few days in a row, you're going to figure out just how easy it is. Because if there's no open houses today, you don't even have to touch it. Just leave it blank. Don't even mess with it. So Caleb will talk to you tomorrow morning about it. Our recommendation is to take that book that he gave you, have it with you, during the week when you're working or on the weekends when you're working. Make your check marks. Make sure you know how many first-time buyers or first-time leads you've talked to and how many follow-up calls you made. So this information will become very valuable come this fall when we sit down to plan next year's goals for you. So I hope that's easy. Ask Caleb if you have questions in the morning, and if not, I'll be here also.